Hello everyone, welcome to Hibernate tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to cover the annotation in Hibernate. So we will cover the important annotation in the Hibernate. So first annotation is @entity. So in the EJB three standard annotations are contained in the JavaX dot persistent package. So we import this package as the first step, and second step is we use the @entity annotation to our any class, for example employee class, which mark this class as entity bean. So it must have a no argument constructor that is visible with at least protected scope. So what does it mean? That first of all, when we put this @entity annotation on a class, then that will make this class as an entity bean. So it will behave as a entity bean. So this class should not contain any argument constructor. For example, in our previous example, we have this student class, and here we have placed the @entity bean. So we have make this student class as a entity bean. Second annotation is @table. @table annotation allow you to specify the detail of the table, and that will be used to persist the entity in the database. In order to persist this entity class into the database, we have to specify the database information. Here we have to specify the table information. So @table, here we can specify that what is the name of the table. So name of the table is student. And after that we have this @id and @generated value. So here we have to mention, we have to give one of the field as id, and one more thing which we can do is we have to mention here, we can mention here generated value, and inside this generated value we can give the type of generated type. So these are the two fields, @id and @generated value, which will define our id or unique id. So this generated value can have value auto or native, or we can have identity. So according to the generator class, we can define this @generator. After that, in the annotation we have, or by default, if we do not define the generated value in our annotations, then it will pick up the automatically, it will pick up the default generator value or default generator strategy which is assigned. Then we have @column annotations. So here on the field we can put @column annotation. We can place the column annotations, and here as a attribute we can use, out of this 4 attributes, we can mention the name, length, null label, and unique. So this field will map with some column name will be the name. So here I can mention name is equal to name, and if it is null label, then you can define null label not null, or whether it is null label or whether it is unique. You can specify the length or uniqueness. So these are the important annotations which are required to make a class entity, to make a class to entity bean. So we will cover other annotation as well as in our upcoming tutorial. For example, @1 to 1, 1 to many, many to one, and join columns, inverse join columns. So these type of annotation we will cover in our upcoming